If you want Tet McMillan, you could still trade down because I think he's still going to be available for you. Like the draft
might be.
But he's not the
the Raiders could take him at 6, so you can't trade down that far.
He's not the Marvin Harrison of the draft. Like, there's no wide receiver that people are like, oh, this guy's going to be this generational wide receiver.
No, but he's the best wide receiver in the class. And, like, a couple years ago, we had that receiver class where it went in the 20s, and it was Jordan Addison, the Johnston kid from TCU, JSN, all, like, right in a row. And they got drafted late in the first round, and 2 of the 3 were awesome. I think even 3 of the 4. Like, I think there's still a chance that Tet McMillan's really good. Yeah, he doesn't have the Marvin Harrison hype.
But Jordan Addison also went to the Vikings and played alongside Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
So it makes things a lot easier for you. If you're coming here and you're Tet McMillan, the day you get drafted by the Patriots, you're supposed to be the guy. Because you're the best guy, at least.
Brian Thomas Jr. got drafted by the Jaguars last year. That team stinks, and he was awesome.
No, I'm not saying that, but McMillan's coming in. You need to be the best guy on the field because you're the best guy in that room.
This is Walter from Boston. Hey, Walter.
Hey, guys. Wiggy, he will be the best guy on this team. But I'm saying, to me, Golden's close to McMillan in this draft. Golden's more adjust the system. I see the Pats taking 2 receivers because Wolf said that. Remember, he said that he's going to do what the Packers usually do every year, take 2 receivers. And you could get one of them, early and then get somebody like Wiggins. There's 2 good dudes on Iowa State. There's other guys in this draft because nobody's coming here until they start winning some games. So I think the Pats are going to have to build it through the draft offensively. Because if you're a receiver out there and there's money on the table, you're going to take a little less to go to have a chance of being in the playoffs right away.
Yeah. See, but the problem with that is, though, like, that's not really doing it for people, right? If they go like, oh, we drafted a wide receiver in the 2nd round, the track record of this team is like, all right, whatever. And if they draft McMillan at number 4, people are probably going to be like, okay, who's that? Because they haven't probably seen him play. They're going to be like, well, why didn't they take Travis Hunter? Why didn't they take Travis Hunter? So I'm kind of with you, Greg. I just look at the draft as – even if you take a wide receiver, I still think guys, fans are going to be like, what are you doing?
They have almost $100 million in cap space.
Yeah,
Curtis, correct?
Yeah, and your good friend Robert says they spend to the cap. Well, it's going to take a Herculean effort to get to that puppy dog.
Right.
How do you think people feel, Greg? Let me in the room. If they take Travis Hunter at number 4.
I would be great with that.
Same.
Okay.
I would not.
And I think a lot of fans would be excited about that.
You're not, Shy?
No,
I heard you Saturday talking about this.
Yeah, I'm out on Travis Hunter. Like, I don't want him on my team, and he may be successful elsewhere, but that's not a risk I'm willing to take.
So do you think people will be happy with that because they think he's coming in and he's playing a ton of wide receiver?
Yeah.
But what about when he comes in and he doesn't?
Well, then they'll be let down.
Right.
But that's why
But I think that people see that Mike Vrabel's not an idiot and they need somebody at wide receiver, and Travis Hunter has said that he wants to do both. So I think people just are going to trust what he's saying instead of believing what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like it's less and less looking like a Vrabel issue. It's Kraft. Like, look at the way these off seasons have gone now.
Wait, you really think this is Kraft's fault?
That they're not spending on receivers? Yes.
What? Well, hold on. They've spent a ton of money this offseason.
No, they haven't. They've spent on a couple guys.
Yes, and those guys have been selected by the head coach, who's picked all defensive guys. That's a choice, not a direction from the owner.
I believe that if you look at the offseason after offseason, they, I think, are scared away by the receiver, especially the highly paid receiver. And they view this as a solid investment on the defensive line because Robert Kraft is obsessed with not paying people to not do what they've been paid to do.
Why would they be scared off by the high-paid receiver when they've never done it?
That's my point.
But
what's
do you
the constant?
buy, Curtis,
what's the constant? Wait, what's the constant in all these years of not paying a high-priced receiver? Everything's shifted except the owner.
Okay, I mean, sure, if you want to go about it that way, but you also had Tom Brady for all those years. Like, you didn't need the high price.
I don't like talking about him.
Do you believe, though, Curtis?
Yes.
Do you buy that they were in on Chris Godwin to the tune of $30 million a year?
Yeah, and I think they were in on Godwin because he is a good receiver who has impeccable character. And that there has never been a doubt. You know, I watched a ton of Chris Godwin for many years when Brady was down there, and he is a perfect Patriot. He would have fit in with Troy Brown and Deion Branch and all those guys. The issue is that you need to elevate your young quarterback, not have him elevate everyone around him. And that's why it defies logic. Robert Kraft is not dumb. We all agree. When you enter the offseason, you had two massive needs, offensive line and wide receiver, correct?
Yeah.
So why have you done nothing to address it?
Well, yeah, but
Shime was. You think they're going to fix that with Cam Robinson?
I mean, that's like their only option at this point. But clearly, the rest of the NFL doesn't want Cam Robinson either. So, like, that may be an issue. And it's again, like I look at.
Well, he's a more than serviceable solution.
Yeah, he's a former first-round pick. He could probably get the job done. Is he the best? No, but he's still like a starting NFL tackle. He's better than anything you've had in the last 2 or 3 years, I guess. But Vrabel even said to us he wanted to build in the trenches, and yet they didn't sign offensive linemen. They signed Morgan Moses. That's it.
And if you want to have the real downside potential of what this offseason means, is that Elliott Wolf and Groh both still have power in the building. Because Wolf and Groh would benefit greatly from one of these receivers from improving dramatically under Josh McDaniels with Drake May in year 2. So that is, to me, terrifying that those two frickin' frack still have some power in a building we thought was now run by Mike Vrabel. Because everything else defies logic.
The question I would ask is, like, where did the whole character thing come from? Like, I mean...
With who?
Like, you know, like, people won't be in on George Pickens because of, or Steph Diggs because of character. Like, where did that come from? Because they haven't really had, like, crazy, in the past couple of years, like, there hasn't been crazy character issues. And, like...
No, I think Curtis is just suggesting that Mike Vrabel is probably somebody who stands on that more than Gerard Mayo would have. But
DK Metcalf hasn't been like a problem. I don't understand why they think he's like a character issue.
Vrabel has a great relationship with A.J. Brown.
Yeah, who's crazy. We've seen him on the football field yelling at his quarterback.
Yeah, so
right. So he has character issues. Like, I think that it's, if the player's good and they can get the money right, then they'll go after the play. Because we talked about Cooper Kupp, who seems like he has a great character, but they weren't.
We just need to stop making excuses. Instead of telling me they don't have good character, go sign good football players. I don't care if they don't have good character. If they're yelling at people on the field, go sign good football players. That's
but Shaq, we were saying yesterday too. I'm sick of hearing that they don't want to come here. Like, stop with that
so
as
many
well.
excuses. You're so right, Courtney.
I agree with you on that one.
100%. Like, we need to stop allowing this team to have excuses.
It's a fact in the case of Chris Godwin. He told you that. He didn't want to come here.
Well, yeah, because he wanted to stay. He took a pay cut to stay in Tampa, basically.
He didn't want to come here for significantly more money.
Yeah, because he wanted to stay in Tampa, which I get. But, like, at the same time, don't make excuses. For a guy like DK Metcalf, who would have been a trade, not a free agent, you could have acquired him and just paid him the money.
But here's what
he didn't like the cold weather, and then he did like the cold weather.
Yeah, 30 million reasons on why to like the cold weather.
Bingo.
Listening is a skill for so many people. On Twitch, Godwin was never going to come here. Week later, Curtis still thinks we had a shot. No, you not wise human. What I'm saying is that they were targeting Godwin because of what he represented, not that he was going to come here. It's that they are risk-averse at the position. Mike Vrabel, if he's given a certain amount of money to spend and he's in charge of its success, is going to default to defense, right? That's the side of the ball he understands best.
Right, but if they are in on Godwin, then that tells you Mike Vrabel knows that they have issues at wide receiver. So, all right, we missed out on Godwin. If they're in on Godwin for $30 million, that means he's a top of their free agency board. But they also have to have Plan B and Plan C just in case they can't get Godwin. So, who the hell is Plan B? And who the hell is Plan C? And right now, it seems like they have no plan.
Kupp could have been Plan B.
They didn't give him an offer. If they were in on Godwin, why wouldn't they give Cooper Kupp an offer?
I don't understand that. I don't get that. I will never understand that for the life of me.
We would have known about that,
for
right?
$15 million.
Right. We knew they were in on Godwin.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we have known about Cooper Kupp if they were in on him? So
Right.
clearly, I'm like, where's your plan B, Mike? I am a little concerned on the offensive side.